but I thought I would just do something for you for July 2024. This is for Libra. This, I should mention, you're not all in the same timeline. There's going to be different variations on the energy. So some of you may be going through this currently, or again, it'll be a little further out. But again, I am reading this for July, so I suspect that this is energy that is kind of building up to this at this point. But anyway, I'll get right into it. Okay, so from just what I see here, your major arcana, and I haven't pulled everything forward, is going to be the moon and the world. So these are the cards that are your major arcana. So this is really an introspective time, but you are also coming up to the conclusion of a cycle. You're about to enter something that is going to be quite significant, and that comes through with the Fool here at the end. There's clarifiers that I pulled here as well. So, right, what I see just off the cuff right now is that you are grieving something of a loss. Like there's something here emotionally that is affecting you. In the month of July, the Ten of Wands suggests that there is also some hardship or burden that's also associated with that. So again, this is energy that usually doesn't happen. We're not emotional all in 3 seconds and then it's gone in 5 seconds later. I mean, that would not be the norm. Most people would be going through an emotional situation that may be on and off over the course of several months. And it looks like you're still in that energy, basically. But again, Five of Cups does indicate that there is some kind of grief or loss. And I feel like this is something of an emotional nature here that is weighing heavy on you. So it feels to me like it's some kind of a past disappointment with the Ten of Wands here. Certainly a bit of a disappointment, but there's also a lot of positive aspects here. So don't get too caught up in the heaviness of that overwhelm or that feeling stuck sort of emotionally. Even though, as I say, I see a lot of the cards opening up further, more so with the clarifiers than with the energy that you're currently in July. So it does feel very hopeful in that, you are carrying some emotional baggage here. But, and I feel as we get further into the World card, it also indicates that there is Nine of Wands energy, which indicates lessons a little faster. Others will need a little bit more time. But overall, you're all still in that last stretch of things. So again, I feel like we're all a part of the same sort of energy here. If you're a Libra, so it does indicate that there is going to be some element of this that you're either currently in or again, it's a little further out. But so the timelines will differ. As I always say, you're not on the same, page making decisions on a Saturday or whatever. Sorry, guys. I don't know why it is, but I always have an issue with the throat here. Okay. So again, when we get to that Five of Cups energy, and again, there's a lot of cards of introspection, a lot of cards of emotional adjustment here. So I'm not going to say that you don't get through it. Of course you do. But the cards do indicate that it's going to take a little bit of perseverance to get through that. So, I mean, there's still a very stable foundation here. There's still things to be achieved. There's still things being planned. But again, it's despite these areas of emotional disappointment that you're having to sort of push through to be able to get to the other side. So there's some things we can't always control, but we're free to feel the feelings, and we're still free to feel some of the setbacks. It's just not dwelling in those spaces for too long. And it's always about concentrating on what you have left and not what you've lost. So to get through it quickly, again, it's, accepting that it is a part of, a phase or something that you might have been going through. It's fine to obviously feel that experience, realize that it's something that you have to, you wanted to come here to experience. I mean, we could put it that way on a soul level, but at the same time, there's also a sense that not to cling. So don't cling to these past things emotionally that will hold you up, because there's a lot of good cards here in terms of success, so that you don't want to be holding yourself up. And hello, hi there. Sorry, I'm just trying to read the name. It's so small here. I'm just doing it on my phone because I always do things sort of off the cuff. Is it Mr. J? I'm sorry if I if I haven't read that. Haha. Okay. Yeah, nothing's really good money. However, I will say this. I shouldn't say that entirely because that's not entirely true. I mean, I know there was actually something that I remember seeing on a TikTok video, and I do digress here a little bit, but nonetheless, there was something I saw on a TikTok video, and there was two doctors. One had a 6-year degree The other one had, I think it was double major. Anyway, the point was, is the TikToker actually was making more money than the person who went to school with the multiple degrees, which is the husband. So I think it's really about something that you have a calling for. And again, if it's something that you believe in it, it's usually because you've had an experience with something that has come to you. And like I say, I mean, this is not something that you don't have to believe in it. You don't have to believe in anything. You don't have to believe in God. You don't have to believe in, anything spiritual. You don't have to believe in zero. Right? But what it really boils down to is that the quality of life that you're looking for. So, when something touches you, it's unique to you. And that's, how I feel you should, go forward in life. So anyway, teach their own, right? And hello there, Jason. I think it is. Or Jackson. Yeah, so like I say, I mean, there's all kinds of things out there. And as a matter of fact, there's a fellow that I watch. His name is Robert Edward Grant, and he is fascinating. He's so well read. He's so versatile. He very much believes in astrology and certainly very spiritually connected, but he also is, has multiple degrees. He is a mathematician. He's like fantastic. So you might even want to check him out as well. But that's, everybody goes to what they feel they're looking for. I have another friend who is Cree, and there was something that I found that was kind of a teaching in regards to that as well. Um, they were actually bringing children into the wilderness, and they were having them take a look at some of the things that we often tend to miss in life. So when we're out there trying to deal with the world as we know it to be, we often miss some of the cues because we're so focused on the end goal. And what I mean by that is something like, um, oh, sorry, MJ, sorry, Mr. J. Where do you order cards and all the props? Okay, well, clearly I don't go all out on any kind of prop scenario, but I am not that kind of diehard. I mean, I also am doing a whole bunch of other things, and I've taken, some courses and things too. So like I said, what I do though is I just randomly, whatever speaks to me, I do look up reviews on cards and things that I feel might be of interest to me, but you can usually find them in bookstores. You can also see them online. There are, various sites, Etsy and all of that, that have various types of cards. But I like to look at some of the books because the meanings are all very general. And I find, and again, this is going to speak to you all differently. I mean, for the most part, when I read the cards, I mean, I'm just reading from the things that I know that are associated with the card. But sometimes I find I will go into a bit of a flow, and I'll start to see things in slightly different ways or a little bit more beyond what the card representation is. So again, it's things of that nature. But if that helps out any. And I watch a lot of also because I am somebody who enjoys writing. So, and I had another psychic tell me something which was pretty fantastic. So I'll go with the thing that she's telling me. But it sounded pretty good. So anyway, but like I say, use whatever you use for inspiration. You're not getting out alive. Everybody's got to, come to this in it's your calling, whatever your calling is. It'll speak to you in a certain way only when you're open and receptive. Um, yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad that helped out. But the other part of it too is, like I said, I mean, different psychics I find, some of them are, resonate a little bit better with me than others. So, I mean, it's really, and I don't think all of them can read you specifically as well as another one might be able to. But I will say this, um, when you know it's something that you have to do, regardless of whether or not somebody tells you, this would be a good path for you or a good direction, I think you just innately know it has to come out of you. And when it has to come out of you, that despite whatever somebody else saying, it's because you need to either have the learn the lessons through whatever that pathway is, and you have to express it in a particular way, despite the fact of whether or not it makes money or doesn't make money. So I'm not saying that, you can't make money at these kinds of things for sure. I mean, I know I had found a website that actually sort of gave sort of a clue as to what people are making on them, but I don't do it for that reason in this sphere. Don't get me wrong. We all live in sort of the 3D world, so to speak. So, we have to eat. So I'm not saying that I don't do things for money for sure. I have a lot of creative pursuits that I am trying to focus on. But believe it or not, doing tarot is also opening me up in a different way that is allowing more of a flow to the things that I do that are creative. So I find that to be useful because sometimes when you're in front of a page and you're trying to write and you're feeling blocked and nothing comes, that is painful and that could go on for hours. But when I started actually listening to my intuition, and that was due to the loss of my father and all of that kind of stuff, we all have a story. I found that this was my way of connecting and reaching out and trying to understand a part of myself, as well as the pains and as well as, things on a greater scale. So that's what I'm saying. Everybody's got a story here. And when you tap into your story and it resonates with a part of a reading, that's because it's something that you needed to address. And then that sort of starts you on another trajectory, a part of the journey to heal. So, anyway, I will try to go into more stuff that I read as well. Right now, I know I've kind of focused on just sort of the general readings, but if you're interested, I will start putting some of that out there. But anyway, just to get in there, like I said, it looks like in the month of July, there's a little bit of regret about something here, some emotional feelings here that you're experiencing that, are pretty much at a conclusion though, because the Ten of Wands, and I'm also going to tell you this, what we had the World card in here as well, right next to that Nine of Wands. So it goes from a 9 to a 10. So really, you have one last little push through to persevere with something. And then it's like you're on the other side of the coin. You're on the other side of things, which will help you to really open things up. So, like I said, a lot of lessons have been learned here, and they seem to be on an emotional basis. You're still kind of clinging to it a little bit here with the Five of Cups, but you are shifting. You are making an adjustment in this period. So that's what I would say there. And the other part of it is too, like, because it goes from the Four and the Five of Cups here also, which I find kind of interesting, and I'll show you that card here in just a second. It feels like this is a significant progression, actually. So, and it goes to the Star, which is the card, of course, of healing and optimism and things really starting to look up. And hi there, Scorpio. I am fine. I'm doing okay. I have a holiday off tomorrow. Really loving that. I don't know if you guys are doing anything special on the May long weekend, but um, here in Canada where I am, it is, of course, rainy, so it's not going to be anything outdoors. But anyway, I love the rain. I used to live in Vancouver for a little while. I'm not there now, but I still love the rain. Anyway, there's something very peaceful about it. Yeah, so anyway, again, just to kind of conclude here, you're grieving the loss of something valuable and you're, hearing a heavy or healing from a heavy emotional kind of burden. Again, this is from some kind of a past disappointment, something that prevented you from moving forward, but you're at that last stage of things where you're just wrapping it up. So you're really starting to move beyond. So now you're into, again, Four of Cups energy. Not only is the Four of Cups, that energy of, to me, it's almost like I'm stepping back. I'm kind of relaxing. I'm slowing something down here. I'm trying to find this renewed sense of purpose in my life, or at least knowing that I have. I wouldn't say that you don't have purpose in your life because the Fool cards come out here. You did have the 2.0 card before, but I think whatever this new path is, there's something here about, a lot of excitement moving forward with it anyway. So, but right now, what it seems like you're dealing with is, letting go of the past, and able for you to move forward. So you're just probably tying up, tying up things, all those loose ends, whether that's cleaning up, whether that's, getting your car fixed, or whether that's, finishing courses. It's something along that line. It's all of those things, right? It's that space of, I have renewed purpose again. I feel like there's a part of me that is, starting to feel like I'm breaking away from from that old stagnant energy, emotional loss, apathy, all of that. And it's got a new purpose here. There's some kind of new beginning here for you. So I feel like you've been focusing on your emotional state for quite some time, and maybe you've been feeling like you've been missing out on some of those, lively emotional experiences. Sometimes it's hard to really feel engaged or happy about something if everything else around you has been lackluster, or not feeling fresh. And so this is really that fresh approach to problems. When we get to the star, I feel like there's a new idea or something that's coming through to emotionally kind of break you out of this lack thereof sort of state, right? So you're breaking through some patterns here, and I feel like you've got more goals up ahead that you're focusing on. And there's a fresh approach all around. So again, and again, it's still about sort of finding the balance between your emotional self, and mostly your emotional here, and your spiritual life, because that seems to be a little bit out of order. And I'll go through all these here again in just a minute, but just going to go through some of the basics. Okay, so again, when we get to the card of the moon is dealing with the inner journey here as well in the month of July. So again, there can be many other things that are going on in July for you, but right now, this is also a part of that. So it feels like there is something here where you're going to have to follow more of your deeper insights, your intuition. Let go of the fears and the illusions that you have around a situation or a scenario, because that can be blocking spiritual growth. The moon is only half the light, it's not the full light. So it's things along that line. But not only that, you are starting to think more clearly, more logically. With the Page of Swords, you could be dealing with a younger person in their 20s, 30s, whatever that is. But this is starting to think more logically about a situation, doing more work, using more word terminology, anything that, even with writing, anything like that, because it's all about good communication and the power of words and the ability to think clearly and logically. And again, you're using your intuition as well at that same in that same space, which makes it even that much more impressive and impactful. So again, whatever your situation is emotionally that you're going through, know that there are secrets or hidden things, hidden motives that are coming to the surface here. So that is where you can start to use your wisdom, use your intuition, start to think about more clear logically about the scenario, and able to grapple with those subconscious fears and kind of break through the illusions of things. Again, there's still something here. These are the clarifiers for this here as well. So the Page of Pentacles, it really does feel like you could be dealing with 20s or 30s person, somewhere in that range. Usually the Knights are kind of 30s, but it's just my feeling on the cards. But I would still say the pages do represent younger people here as well, that your, children could be part of this. But it's also dealing with some kind of more investigation or more clarity around, because the Page of Pentacles is dealing with things around money. So there's something here around loans or good news or something that's coming through, something you're hearing from, that's in regards to this. Also represents sort of student apprentice kind of energy. So maybe there's a job up ahead here, but I also feel like there's a lot of self-improvement and educating yourself in some way, especially with that combination, self-improvement, studies, student apprentice, that kind of thing. But I feel like there's a lot of energy here about being a beginner at something. Like something is quite new to you, but it's the perpetual beginner. It's, the Fool. It is the Page of Pentacles. It's the Page of Swords. So there's lots of energy here about starting grappling with some of the illusions and fears to get through to, opening up. And you are opening up to all of these new things. This is going to aid you in not only better communication, but also better self-confidence, because it's making you see that you have a lot of talents in different areas here. And again, there's something here with the Page of Pentacles that you're investigating in around a new financial situation. Could be a new job here for some of you. But I just feel like it's an opportunity and some kind of a promise of great success down the road here. But it looks like you're kind of reinventing yourself in some way. So, and I say that just because there's a sense of a lot of new things that you're sort of dabbling with here. Okay. Okay. However, this would be our also going through, a couple of nines are in the reading, as well as the 10 of Wands. So It feels like you've pushed through a lot of physical, it's impacted you on a physical level as well as a mental level, because the Nine of Wands, this new money path or this new venture, this new thing that you're starting out with really does indicate that there's been a lot of worry or stress, feeling like you might be mentally kind of trapping yourself in some way. And I think I did see further out here too, but I believe it was the Eight of Swords that came through as well. And again, there's a succession of the cards, Four of Cups to the Five of Cups, Eight to the Nine of Wands, and, or the Nine of Wands to the Ten of Wands, Nine of Swords, Eight of Swords. So they're all really successive, one to the other. And I do feel like this is all about breaking out of those bounds, those areas of your life where you felt limited. So this is the first step out of that situation. You're almost through it. Like you're almost through dealing with a lot of your fears, because this is that worry, this is that anxiety, and this is the nine. So that mental anguish or depression for some of you, could very well be a sense of suffering in some way. But either way, I just feel like there's a number of challenges that you've undergone and you've really pushed through in a really amazing way. I do feel like this is also kind of dealing with, again, there's some confusion around possibly with finances or this new start. Just remember, don't allow yourself to cloud your own judgment with negative thoughts here, because that's also kind of hand in hand. It's important to find solutions, and you don't want to block yourself with that energy. Okay, you are in for a big transformation, because even though you're under serious pressure here in the month of July, or it's self-imposed pressure though. There's no direct obstacle that's in the way here. Death card is a card of significant change, and this could be, again, around a younger person. It could also be that you're just going into some significant change in your life, it's pretty dramatic. It feels like it's impacting you so far on some way, in a physical way. And again, it could be dealing with a younger person, but it could also be dealing with something that's in around words, writing, um, money path, finances, something around the stability is about to change in a different way, because it's going to expand in a positive way. Because like I say, the death card and that world card out here, I mean, we know that the world card is that card of success, and that's usually where you've reached, fulfillment on some level. That means this could be international travel. This could be something really expanding beyond what you were expecting. But it definitely feels like whatever you've been waiting for is almost here. You have too many cards of nines. And again, the four and the five on the emotional part of things, you're making shifts emotionally and able to adjust for this new, exciting, um, possibility or whatever potential that's coming in here. Because the energy suggests a lot of new things around money, around uh, strategy, research, and writing, communication, words, new adventure here. But I just feel like it's something you've been waiting for, and it's nearly here. So just know that this possibility is, it looks like it's even going to impact you in more than one way. So it's hitting you from a lot of different angles here. Um, Again, when we speak to the death card, that one with the world card, again, it's like a full integration of, lessons learned, long journey of achievement. And so there's a core sense of fulfillment. And I say core because it's also with the moon card. So it's really quite a deep sense of overcoming, opposition and finding your own strength. Whatever those hardships were, I just feel like that cycle approaching now is, you're transcending all of that. This is a space where you can actually draw on your own strength now. Connect to yourself, which helps you to connect to the universe and sort of ride those ups and downs, because you have a stronger relationship to yourself and to your connection to the universe. It also helps you to grow stronger as a result, right? Because you're tapped into more things. And I only touched on a little bit of something that was in around the Cree sort of, I don't know much about the culture, but I have a couple of friends that actually have some, a percentage of, I don't know, quarter percentage or something of Cree. And so they actually were starting to delve into that spirituality or those aspects. And what I was trying to get to there is in connecting with the universe, The Cree people, and I'm sure this is true of other cultures as well, would take their young out into nature and and teach them to use all five of the senses. So sometimes when we get really focused on a particular goal, we focus on the one thing, the one thing, the one thing. And for a good part of that, that is something that you need to do. But there is also something to be said of when you decompress and you need to step away from the one thing. That's when it's a good idea to go back out into nature and listen to the words, or listen to the birds, listen to the songs of the animals, or does it seem distressing? Is there a flock that takes off in a certain direction rather rapidly? These are things that you want to tune into, because that's the universe speaking to you. And I'm not saying that just in terms of nature, I'm sort of speaking to that on a broader level. And the unfortunate thing is sometimes people that have gone through a lot of trauma in their life are almost PTSD. They're almost super sensitive to all of those cues. They'll be the person, like an empathic sort of person, will walk into a room and they'll know who the sad person is. They'll have a sense of who's angry. They'll have a sense of, and so they end up gravitating to that person. And the unfortunate thing is, in some ways, is an empathetic person will also start to take on those same feelings and try to fix or correct somebody else's journey. And that's not for you to do. So I'm just going to put that out there, because I feel like, hi, Metamorphosis, because I also feel that, we each are entitled to learn some of the lessons. Sometimes it's important when it's people that we're really close to sort of help redirect, but you can't teach somebody the lessons for them. You have to let them learn the hard way, because whether that's, the right way or the wrong way, it is the way they need to learn it. So again, you can guide, you can instruct, you can throw information out there, but if somebody wants to learn something in a particular way, you have to help them pick up the pieces later. You don't have to, but you can help them pick up the pieces and help them get realigned again. So again, just throwing some stuff out there, and by all means, share your stories, guys. Okay, so when we get back into the world card and that death card, like I said, it's like you're a step closer to becoming who you really are, because the world card is, when you've really, really done a lot of the learning here. And this is that space of, you're beginning again, because you've been able to triumph over this, long period of um, overwhelm and hardship. So I just feel like that has been a really long-term project here. And it's time now for the new phase for you to come through. There's going to be a couple more little hurdles that you have to get through with that Nine of Wands that's coming through there as well. But what I feel with that is not necessarily pain in the cycle. It's just push through to be able to get a glimpse of, where this journey is taking you. You've got like a last obstacle to overcome, basically. So again, the death card is a significant change that is about here. You are almost through all of it. That's also Scorpio energy with the death card. So it's also in that space of successful passage, right? From death to world card. And then jumping off into the Fool card. So it's a successful passage. That transformation means you've been able to release some things here from situations emotionally that you've been tied to, which I think is a really good thing, because that's helping you to recoup losses and profit from some of the things that you've learned from, right? But I feel like even though you were stuck in an emotional rut and you might still have a trace amount of it, I feel like you're able to learn to embrace that and move forward now. So again, whatever you were forced to, whatever difficult emotional decisions you had to endure, just know that you are now in that space of able to let it go, which is amazing, amazing, amazing energy. Okay, so again, the world card is one of integration and fulfilling, a journey, and you've completed it. It's been a long haul. It's a sense of oneness, resisting and overcoming challenges, all of that go with this card. But it's also, you kept the fight, right? You kept fighting through. And I don't mean verbally fighting it out. That's a lot of wear and tear on the body and the mind. So, Nine of Wands is really about persevering, drawing strength, from the universe. And when I say that kind of in a broad, airy, fairy way, what I'm really saying is, you're connected to something that's beyond yourself now. You've done so much introspection here that this is now in that space of being able to navigate through things and get through those deep fears and illusions, because you actually have some honest, communication going on between you and the universe, you and your surroundings. You have significant knowledge, wisdom here in this space. So again, amazing, amazing cards. And on top of that, this is a full, yeah, sorry, Nick, you can ask me a question. I'll just finish this part up and then I'll do some of the questions at the end there. But as I said, the world is a major, powerful achievement card. So there's something you've really persisted through, lots of perseverance, and you might have one last little obstacle or challenge to overcome. Stay committed is the name of the game here with this card, because what's about to happen is you are moving into the Fool energy. And the Fool energy is, one of starting a new beginning. And of course, you're not being held back by fear. There's more of a spontaneity with the card, a lot more carefree energy. There's growth through transformation, a willingness to just kind of start, start something. And I don't feel like you're doing it by jumping in blindly, even though the Fool card suggests that. But the Eight of Cups to me, as well as with the Chariot that follows, is really, the Chariot is a card of assertively taking control of one's, path. Eight of Cups is kind of letting go of some of the stuff that was holding you back. So leaving whatever the things were that you weren't able to, integrate into your current path, whatever it is that the journey is that you're moving on to. It feels like this is something that's a very successful path. Like I said, the Chariot, the World card, these are big players. But I feel like it's putting you in a space now where, you've almost gone as far as you can in a particular situation. And so now that's why the Fool card is here, because you're looking past the things that you've already integrated. You've completed a life phase here. So something here, you're not in that in-between stage anymore of trying to figure something out. It feels like your soul has been healed in some way and you're looking for something new now. You've been in that energy for quite some time. So like I said, it's, you're emotionally overextended and disappointed and tired, depleted, all of that. And this is you ready to let go of all of the things that kind of held you back. So you're now getting ready to open up here in July for the whole new path. Like you're in that energy right now. So you're actually in July. You are an inch away. Literally, the very next step that you take will be about you getting in line with your belief systems, with your goal. It's the very next step that you take because you're at the Nine of Wands. You do have the Ten of Wands here too. So a lot of the drain and the energy that you've exerted and the hard work has been put through. You have one last thing before this takes place. And I do feel it is leading to greater fortune. Because this card here with the Chariot, I mean, this is you opening up to, so many very significant changes. Because again, there's really big cards coming out here with the Chariot, the Star. I mean, the Star is that card of healing and transcending, just keeping the keeping the faith, but it was also, being in line with spiritual purpose, all of that, and reaching your highest potential. So again, future is looking really bright here. You're very talented in something, and you're definitely healing through something after a long period of difficulty, but definitely a lot of optimistic energy here. So I just feel like you're renewing your commitment to yourself, to this path. The Chariot, like I said, is a significant card, and with that Wheel of Fortune, I mean, those are really strong combinations. The Chariot is that one of, I'm going to do things my own way, could also be dealing with a Cancer sign here as well. Yeah, and I will actually, Nick, I'll answer that here in 2 more seconds. We're almost in the last cards here. And for sure, like I said, the Chariot does indicate that you have overcome big obstacles. A lot of self-discipline now is in place in the month of July. You have a go for it kind of energy and mentality. I feel like you are creating your own destiny. You're in the driver's seat. You know where you're headed. You know what you want. And I just feel like now the agenda is yours. This is all about focusing on your goals. You're not deterred by the obstacles. You're really making some stride now to move in a particular direction. For some of you, there could be travel involved in July as well. But either way, or financing or something around a new car possibly, but to me, it feels like more travel oriented. But I just feel like this energy is really about, you're back in the driver's seat. Again, these are clarifiers. Queen of Cups is still a lot of water sign energy here, so I feel like you might be dealing with a water sign for sure. But I definitely feel like with the Queen of Cups, that's more of a receptive energy. So queens are not the go-getters necessarily, but they are, movers and shakers in their own way. So I just feel like with the Queen of Cups, you're in that space of still doing a little bit of, if you are traveling, it's to a sentimental place. It's somewhere you've been before, I would say, for whoever this resonates for. But there's also a sense of Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio strongly coming through here, like I mentioned, water sign. And I definitely feel like with the Queen of Cups that, there's a lot of intuition, that you're really feeling more comfortable with yourself. It's all of that energy here. And I feel like you're feeling more content with this journey. The fact that I don't feel like you're blocked emotionally, even though I am seeing the follow-up card of the Eight of Swords. If there is any kind of blockage, I would say that the blockage is in around worried about money, possibly. But again, I don't see anything here that stops you. There's nothing here that shows me you're not getting something that you want financially or emotionally. To me, this is really you. You could get in your own way if you wanted to with that Eight of Swords, but maybe there's a sense of, can I believe that I'm going to be this King of Pentacles? Can I believe that I'm really going to be in this place of, rock solid achievement? And I say that because the cards with the Chariot, as well as the King of Pentacles, and the very next card is the Three of Wands. It's like you're not believing that you have some kind of powerful impact coming up, and that things will really expand. I feel like this is all take charge energy, especially with the Emperor. There's a lot of putting one foot in front of the other, staying to a structure. And again, there could be a situation where you're dealing with somebody who has this presence as well, very strong figure. Somebody with money might also be a part of this picture in the month of July. So there is a chance for some of you, if you're looking for love, that there is somebody that's coming in here that has significant money, or has their own business. Like, they're really entrepreneurial, especially when you get to the Emperor energy. That is somebody who really takes charge of a situation. So whether this is you or someone else, I do feel like being your own boss isn't out of the question here, but it certainly can speak to somebody who has a fearless kind of nature that you're being surrounded with. But either way, I just feel like there's a lot of positive effect here, a lot of in control sort of my world, and strong energy around feeling nurtured, moving into that space anyway. Like, emotionally, at the start, it's like you're still kind of weeding through some of the fears, but toward the end here, I feel like you are reaching for, all of your dreams. Like, something that you've really wanted is actually in your sphere. It's now, because you are either becoming the authority or somebody else is here. You could be dealing with it, but there's definitely growth, and there's definitely that feeling of, I am a leader. I am got a lot of energy. I'm here for to conquest. I'm here to take charge of something. So it's still that energy of organizing something, but still putting the plan into action. A lot of that in the month of July. Again, if you are dealing with somebody that is coming in as a romantic partner, I would say this is about somebody being older than you, younger person, and it definitely feels like they're quite focused on what their intentions are. So there's something here that could be a bit of a delay with the Three of Wands, because it's usually kind of an energy of not pause, but wait. Something has to grow first. Something has to expand in a particular way. All the, steps have to be lined up and able for something to fall into place. That's really what that card is. But either way, I feel like you have victory energy here, like lots of energy of, I'm competent, I'm confident, I have good solid structure for surroundings, things that I can rely on here with that Emperor energy. So, And again, even with the Three of Wands, threes are all about synthesizing everything together and refining the plans, which I feel like you're doing. There's a lot of structure, a lot of order, a lot of discipline, like I said. So you're planning and you're building and you're actually manifesting it. So the foundation is stable and solid. Whatever it is you're doing right now, in the month of July will really start to take off. The fact that it gets to the Three of Wands, like I said, there could be a little bit of a delay or something there, but the Three of Wands is very expansive, stable energy, very enterprising energy as well. So you can look forward to something. It's like a mission you're on here. Anyway, change that you've wanted is about to bear fruit, and I feel like you're an inch away. You have one last step in the month of July, one last thing to do, and then it's yours. So again, could be dealing with Leo, Sagittarius, Aries as well with that Three of Wands, but I feel like you're on the threshold of something paying off, and it is solid. It is definitely solid. So that is that part of it. So if you guys had, I was going to pull another card too from, let me just see here. Okay, this one is Divine Guidance. I haven't done this one for a long time, and I'll also answer any questions you have there too if there's a couple of people that want to throw something in there. But like I said, really looks good for July anyway. But you are definitely in your power in the month of July. Okay, so this one is the Divine Guidance cards. And I don't use this one an awful lot, guys. Okay, 21 wanted to fly out, but I'm not there yet. So, and 20 is sticking out. So I just want to throw that out there. Okay. Okay. All right, Nick, maybe I'll answer yours first before I get into that one. Let's just pull that forward. Okay. I feel like you're done with your current job, and should you stay there, or can you leave and think what to do as the next business or a new job? I read energy more so, but I know some psychics that I've been to, including one that I had went to, although she's not, I don't know if she's going to be, she does readings on a web basis. She was more, some people I've gone to actually do psychometry, and I know I've mentioned it in previous reads, but psychometry is where they read your jewelry, or they read an object, they read something that you've touched, and the energy stays within that object. And you can actually, the person, once they have had some training in it, you can actually start to see images, and if it comes in through the right or the left, you know, a field of vision, it means whether it's referencing the past or the something coming in from the future. But it's really quite interesting. And like I said, I mean, there's some things that I've had they've read my jewelry, and they've read things that, which has been 100% accurate. So anyway, like I say, some of them are really amazing. I read energy, and I think it's sort of a stage of progression. You really need some training in it, because I know I've had some things happen in my world too that I can't really quite explain. And I don't do anything like drugs or anything like that. And no, you know, teach their own. I mean, if that's what you do, that's what you do. Some people I know do, is it ayahuasca or something like that, that, you know, helps them to reach altered states. But that's just not my thing. I'm always been kind of a bit of a control freak that way. So I like to know, I don't know. I have, every 10 years something has happened to me. So that's why I've come to tarot and a lot of those things. So like I said, everybody comes to it for the reasons that they do, and mine has been because I've had unusual things happen to me that are not explainable, and they are not like other people I've ever met. So anyway, and they've all been very different. Okay, so back on to Nick. Anyway, so what is happening for Nick? What's happening with his current job? What is happening with his current job, and should he stay? Should Nick stay in the job that he is currently in? These are very positive cards. Why the Six of Cups? Why the World? Why the Nine of Cups? Huh. Okay. And will there be a new job? Oh, sorry, Nikki. Okay, so Nikki, these are for you. Should Nikki stay in her current job? What is the Eight of Cups? Okay, well, the Eight of Cups kind of speaks to me as though you are moving on. I do feel like I'm saying that for a number of reasons here. I'll pull all the cards through first. I feel like you're leaving that job in lieu of something that you are absolutely going to love doing. So, actually, maybe I'll read it this way. So the first card's out, of course, is the Nine of Cups. So to me, I feel like whatever this next pathway is for you, yeah, okay, that makes sense to me. Mostly planning to do a new business. It's something that you're very, heart-based. Like you're something that's going to give you a lot of joy. I didn't ask if there was a lot of money involved with it, but I would suspect that it is just because of the cards that came out with it. So Nine of Cups to me is something that you are really going to love doing and you're going to thrive in it. So, and there's a lot of cards. Oh, actually, no, the Ten of Pentacles did come out with that one. So it might even be a family business or something relating around what a family did or something like that. But there is something here, like I said, it's going to give you a lot of pleasure and fulfillment. So whatever that is for you, there is greater satisfaction in it. And I feel like it's a wish coming true. This is something you've really wanted to do. And not only that, you've got the World card. This could be something more international, more broad. Maybe travel involved or web-based, but either way, there is huge amounts of money that are coming with this, especially with the Empress. That is kind of luxury lifestyle, and I'm not just saying that because there was another card that came out here. Now, this could also represent somebody who is a mother as well, but it still doesn't detract from the other cards saying that you really are moving into a space of something that you're really going to enjoy doing every day. So whether this is something that is more psychically based, something that's kind of more, what's the word? Because it's all about, it could even be beauty oriented, that kind of thing. Because when we talk about the Empress, this is usually something it can be about pleasure and sensuous and something that is, yeah, sorry, I was just reading Nikki, your comment. You're scared because you have to learn that. Yeah, like to me, this is kind of beauty oriented or something in there, possibly because the Empress does sort of speak to anything along that line. But I mean, it could very well be, it's your own thing. Could be dealing with animals or children, anything that's very maternal sort of energy around it as well. But I just feel like you're touching people's lives in whatever it is that you're doing. And I feel like it's something that is a serious passion for you. And I feel like it's something that you can nurture and grow. I feel like you will get some help with that as well, because the Six of Cups is like, it's a very, like the energy around it is just so beautiful. Like the Six of Cups kind of speaks to that same energy of, um, satisfaction and balance, right? So you're closer to something here than you think, is going to open up here. And it really feels like it could even be related around something from the past or an old memory or something here. But it feels like it's something either way that is maybe from childhood, like I said, or something with nostalgia around it. But there is a lot of skill, a lot of abilities, a lot of talent. There is something um, uh, hi, Karen. So I was just reading your thing. If you want to contribute financially, that'd be fabulous. But if you can't, that's okay too. So the Page of Pentacles, like I said, does feel to me that it's a learning card for sure with the Page of Pentacles. So there's still some stuff here you have to kind of work through. But I just feel like this is, again, there's a lot of energy around family with that, Nikki, and there's a lot of energy around even legacy money with it. But there's still something here that speaks to the past, but there's definitely a lot of protected energy around it. I just feel like it's the right move for you because it's like a wish come true for you, and it feels like it's going to affect your family on a larger scale. Like I say, even in terms of, childhood treasures or something, I don't know what this is, but like I said, if it's relating around travel or something to do with art, antiques, anything like that. I mean, these are still, anything that's around the past is kind of a part of what I see that's envisioned there. Or again, something from your past that you're trying to bring into the forefront. So either way, it's like you're reviving or reusing or recycling something of an old dream or some kind of thing that you wanted. The Page of Pentacles here also, again, that's still a card of, yes, I've got the learning to do. I'm still moving in a direction of, I think you're going to do it though. I really do. Excuse me. So regardless of whether or not I think your direction, you're going to move in that direction regardless. Um, I just feel with the Page of Pentacles, there's like, it's that student apprentice card. So it's all about doing the research. It's all about getting loans. It's all about reading the books, educating yourself. That's the perpetual beginner. And it's also a message I feel like that's going to come true here or come in for you. That is probably what's going to help you to find that direction of where you're going. It's going to be some kind of a communication that is going to move you in that direction. Sorry, I'm just reading your comment. Oh, and should I leave the job without having a new one because current energy there is not good feeling? Well, okay. What I'm seeing here is it does look like there is a departure of some sort here because the Eight of Cups does tell me that. But I don't feel like there's any losses here. So I'll ask another card for this one because I don't feel like there's any losses to you. It's almost like you're just choosing it somehow. I don't know what the communication or what the message is that makes you just decide to do it. But there is something here that kind of speaks to, Eight of Cups is, yes, I'm discontented with where I am. I'm going to, it's like, it's almost like it's a natural conclusion or a natural end. So it feels like if you are let go or something like that, that might be the case, or that you're voluntarily pulling away from this unfulfilling job or career because it's just not going to work. It's almost what it feels like. And then it's like you jump right in immediately to this Knight of Cups, like something immediately moves you in this other direction. And it's like it's so positive and happy. Like it's just like you're excited about it because it's a rapid development, rapid emotionally connection, or how do I say, rapid emotional connection to whatever the situation is. So like I said, it's a new kind of experience. It's like you're choosing the path with the heart. And not only that, I still see some kind of family support here with this. And I don't know why, but there is something here of a devil energy here. This could be Capricorn energy coming through as well. But overall, I mean, there's something that's going to help you to get through this. So you've got some kind of support or something here. I don't know what that is entirely. I'm just going to pull one more card on that, because it looks like it's a natural conclusion to the job, meaning either you pull away from it or it's a let go situation. But it's like you get a communication of some sort and then you're gone. That's what it feels like. You get some kind of information first and then you move along. Is this a firing? No, it's a communication. What is the King of Swords? You've got so many cards here of money. I don't know. And Libra energy, Gemini, air signs coming up here. But with Nine of Pentacles, like I said, there's a lot of money or something that's coming to you. And I don't know what that is. I don't know why there's so many cards of amazing money. But like I said, maybe it's a severance package. I don't know. But I just feel like there's some kind of communication, some kind of information that helps you to figure it out. Something's coming in pretty rapidly, and then you immediately move in that direction. Sorry, Nikki. Hopefully that was helpful to you. Okay, so what other question have I have here? Sorry, Karen, yours. What else have we got here? Karen, could you please let me know about my second marriage with my partner, Vicus or Vicus? I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Will he give me a marriage proposal in the coming future? Will Karen be proposed to by Vicus? Will Vicus propose? Oh, Nikki. Well, trust me, I never really thought I was, and then strange things started to happen, and then, like I say, then I don't know. Like I said, I've gone to several different people that have done psychometry and those kinds of things, like I said, where they read my jewelry and whatever. And I had to have a little surgery on something that, most people would not have to have surgery for. And they said it'd be like 2 surgeries. And that's exactly what it was. And it was in a whole other province and stuff like that. So it could not have been anticipated. And so that's why I say, you come to it when you come to it. And, you have to gotta trust the process to some extent, for sure. But yeah, for sure, Nikki, no worries. And yeah, like I said, I mean, there's some kind of communication first before that make the decision for you. Yours is journey? I don't know what you mean. What does yours is journey mean? Okay. Will Karen be proposed to in Vegas? Karen be proposed to from Vegas. Wow. Yeah, I would say, Karen, yours says yes, for sure. Not only do you have the Empress Mother card, definitely emotional, strong emotional connection. Hierophant card coming out with it. That is definitely long-term connection. 2 of Cups. I mean, I would say definite yes. I think you will have that proposal you're looking for. Oh, I had a long life. Yeah, I could be 100. Well, I'm only asking to live to 120. That's not too much to ask, I hope. Anyway, but yeah, he is stuck in a third party situation. All right, well, there is a long-term connection there, Karen. So maybe let's see if that was the connection to you or to the third party situation. Will Vicus leave his current situation, his current marriage? Will he leave his current marriage? Will he leave his current marriage? That's the Justice. I don't know if he's a water sign or not, but water sign did come up here. Virgo also came up, Libra. But mostly what feels to me feels like a water sign. But what I see here is it's almost like there's another start of some sort. It's almost like, I wouldn't say that there is, because what I see here is there's some kind of balance in that connection. So something works, something balances out. Because the Hermit indicates that whatever he's going through right now, he's still in a situation of contemplation, trying to figure out his moves, trying to figure out who he is or whatever. It's something along that line where he's just not sure of, how it's almost like he's considering maybe the legal issues, legal ramifications here, because hi, Andrea. Yeah, so like I said, what I see here is the 5 of Pentacles. So to me, that speaks to, I'm considering, the long-term, issues around the finances. That seems to be what's weighing on the person here. And I feel like, because like I say, I mean, the thing with the Justice card is, and with this combination, it feels like there is like a sense of, I'm suspended. I'm not moving forward here with that 5 of Pentacles. I can't get a clear picture of how I want to, how this can go forward. I feel like the happiness cards are coming for you, actually, when I think about it, because this energy here tells me this person is showing a lot of unhappiness. You know what I mean? There's a lot of cards of lack, not feeling strong sense of self-esteem or something. I don't know who that relates to, But I mean, it does indicate that they're trying to balance out their priorities in some way here. So I feel like they want to be with you, but I feel like this is not going to happen just yet. There isn't there, but I will say this: like there is a step forward in your direction. So it's almost like you're going to hear something here as well, um, because the contract looks like it's kind of broken between them here. But it's almost like they're in a space of I need to figure out what it is that I need to figure out how to look after the money part of it. I need to figure out how to balance out those priorities before I move forward. So he's really taking a hard look at things, is what I would say. How to balance out the books, how to balance out the finances. Page of Pentacles is still coming through with money being a factor. And again, but the Page of Pentacles is also some kind of communication that could be coming in here as well, that could be in around the finances, and maybe that helps to ease the situation here a little bit, because somehow it gets balanced out a little bit. But the Page of Pentacles is still kind of a bit of an investigative sort of energy here as well. But it's still good news that's coming through here. So there's some kind of good news that they get in this next little bit, that helps them feel like they can move forward here. So I feel like there's communication, which will help, move it in your direction, is what I would say there. So like I said, it's almost like something is already in motion to me. And now it's just a matter of piecing out the details. That's what it looks like, how to, draw everything into a conclusion. Like I said, King of Cups is of strong emotional energy, and this is usually somebody who is pretty secure with themselves. This is somebody who really has a good sense of who they are emotionally. Could be father figure here as well coming through, but strong water sign, like I said, and I definitely feel like this is somebody who has, control of their emotions. Then they have a really good sense of how to turn things, into more of a positive outcome. So I feel like they're really relying on their intuition to kind of field this, but I feel like they're very in touch with their feelings. And because of that ability to trust it, that's what's going to turn things in their favor here. So I feel like they really want to be connected to you. So I do feel like you are going to get what you want. Okay, and Andrea, let's see what yours says. Yeah, Nikki, I'm not sure on the time frame. I don't trust tarot on the time frame so much, and the reason why I say that is because, like even with a psychic, she told me something about August for something, and she said she thought it was for next year, but I'm like, nope, I feel like it's going to be August of this year. So I would still say kind of trust your intuition on that, but again, there's going to be communication, and once that communication comes through, then you're immediately going to be able to act on it. So I feel like I feel sooner rather than later, though. I will say that. I think the communication is going to give you but I feel like you'll have time to make the transition. That's what it feels like. That part I'm just kind of going on intuition there, but it feels like you'll have time to make the transition. You'll get the communication, and then you'll know which way to go. Okay, Andrea, so anything on the relationship with her husband? Anything on the relationship? Oh, sorry. Didn't see yours on there too, Daddy's girl. What was your question? Throw it down there and I will read that one too. So Andrea's, anything on her relationship with her husband? What is he thinking about right now? What is Andrea's husband thinking about? What is Andrea's husband thinking about right now? Husband thinking about right now. What is the Two of Cups? What is the Knight of Pentacles? Temperance. What's the Two of Cups with the Page of Wands? Why the confusion? Why the Seven of Swords? I don't know on yours, Andrea. Love readings are not my specialty. I try not to focus on love so much, but not because it's not there. I just find sometimes love can be exhausting. Okay, anyway. All right, so what I'm going to start out with, let's start out with this card here, actually. Okay, so what I see here is it's almost like there's a new chance or chance of a new start. And I feel like I don't feel like it's over or anything like that, but there's some definite things to work through. Nothing is just, it's not an easy fix. I would say that. It feels like Temperance card is about how do I keep everything balanced? How do I keep everybody happy? How do we just, maintain sort of that sense of clarity, because it's almost like there's confusion around the situation. So it's almost like I would say in terms of the relationship, it feels like there's a lot of confusion. And I don't know why there's so much confusion here, or a lot of choices. But either way, I feel like there's still a sense of wanting to, still not making a decision yet, whatever this is. So there's got to be some kind of a compromise, and I don't feel like somebody's ready to compromise here. Somebody's not willing to go ahead yet. Again, I feel like there's some kind of compassion or forgiveness here, but it just feels like there's no solid um, discussion or about something yet. There is going to be some kind of a new start here that's coming in, or a deepening of that connection with the Ace of Cups. So it's almost like you get another chance just to kind of move it forward in some way. And again, this could be relating around the summer months here as well. But the ace is definitely a sense of a new start here. So something starts to stabilize. There's a symbol or an object of, let's go out for dinner, let's talk, or some kind of like gesture in that way. Sorry, that helps you to feel like it's a happier sort of situation where there's a certain sense of it's a gesture. Like I said, I'm not saying that they are not confused. I feel like there's still a lot of confusion around a situation, but there's somebody's trying to reach out or extend themselves, a symbol of love. Whether, I'm just going to throw out, let's buy flowers or whatever. But something along that line where something starts to deepen in an emotional way. So again, whether this is dealing with, an engagement or a wedding date or something, or, some kind of event or something, but something helps you to deepen that connection a little bit here in the next little bit. I will still say the cards coming out with the Knight of Pentacles do indicate it's kind of a slow process. I don't know why it's so slow for you in this scenario here, but it feels like somebody is going to take their sweet, loving time to move it in this certain direction. So, so there is a bit of a deepening. There is kind of, I'm reaching out to you, but this person or you or them, whatever, is very hardworking. I feel like somebody's really focused on the money. This is something in around that sense of, you can't really change the person. They are going to be, because they're happy being this way. But it's almost like with the Seven of Swords energy here, it just feels like there's still a lot of things that have to be kind of, done in an orderly way. You can't push this person, I would say. I feel like they have to be the one that's kind of in charge of something. Because the Seven of Swords to me is maybe there was dishonesty in the situation, or maybe there's some kind of, oh, Andrea, hi, yeah, about the move. Yeah, well, again, okay, even about the move, if it's about the move, it still looks like it's still the fresh start. But again, the Seven of Swords, and I said, I think on years before it was going to happen. Like I said, there was still the confusion, but it feels like Ace of Cups is a yes going forward. It's a going forward situation. Knight of Pentacles is, the person's hardworking. They're really getting it done. It's going to be, I say, move. It's a move. The Sun card, although the Seven of Swords, like I said, is still in that sense of needing to create the plan a little bit. So it's almost like that part of it hasn't quite been arranged yet, but I feel like it's all a go on every level. And then even when we get to that Page of Wands, that's still positive, happy information. There's the Fool card, taking the leap of faith, jumping in. There's the couple. So I feel like doing it. The move is a positive one. There's no cards here that tell me this is not a go. Everything is still moving forward. Okay, what was the other one? Okay, Daddy's Girl, thank you. Had a dream. Saw a picture on social media. Should I leave Corey alone? Okay, should Daddy's girl leave Corey alone? Should Daddy's girl leave Corey alone? Should Daddy's girl leave Corey alone? Daddy's girl leave Corey alone. What is Corey thinking? What is Corey thinking? What's Corey thinking? Okay, well, there's almost like a bit of an unknown factor here. So I'm going to say this. It feels like it's still in manifestation mode. I'm not going to say that you should leave him alone because, I mean, it does look like things are kind of quite positive, actually. However, I say that with a little bit of caution. And what I say here is that the Ace of Cups does indicate, I don't know if there's third party interference here with this, with the Corey situation, but it looks like there could be. So I don't know if if there's a situation here that involves another person, but either way, there's an unknown element yet to come forward. I feel like there is going to be some kind of a connection there. It's still kind of being manifested, but it's almost like something has to happen with that Eight of Cups. Something's got to happen yet before that even moves forward. So there's an unknown factor here is what I would say. Because like I said, the Eight of Cups is that card of somebody's got to walk away from another scenario or head off in a new direction or some kind of long-term relationship to end, something like that. Because I see third party there, and I don't know if that is, true for your scenario, but I just feel like there's something there that needs to be considered first. The High Priestess, like I said, that's a major arcana yet. So it's almost like there's still something that yet has to be revealed before anything is really, I don't know, before something moves, before something changes or something is revealed, whatever. There's something here that's kind of hidden. And it could also be that one person is coming off as a very aloof kind of person, very mysterious and, maybe shy, but it feels like somebody is coming off as not really revealing a lot of things about themselves. This is somebody who's you just found out that he was married and he's away from his wife, but says he's single when he isn't. Oh, yeah, that sounds accurate. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, for sure, Daddy's girl. I would say there's a cautionary tale there for sure. Like I said, it looks like somebody has to figure out whether or not they're going to depart or not, but there's something yet to be revealed because somebody is still, there's an unknown element here that will affect everything. And I feel like you have to kind of somebody's being very secretive, could be dealing with a Scorpio here as well. Somebody could be very secretive. And again, you want to probe beneath the surface a little bit here. So I would just be a little closed off with this person. I do still feel like there's going to be an emotional connection or an offer of some sort to kind of get together again, that kind of thing. But I would just be very cautious. I feel like there's still something in the works that's quite, like there is still some positive connection there for sure. But again, third party is the Three of Cups for me. So yeah, there are risks and benefits, I suppose, for those kinds of scenarios. Yep, that sounds right. He seems very seductive, secretive. Lots of, like I said, those cards are all about. And again, like it's almost like there could be a departure or a leaving of something here. But the Magician, see, I just didn't see the Magician with sort of like any cunning cards other than somebody who's very secretive. So, okay, so let's see. What else do we have there? Sorry, I'm just reading the comments, guys. I should probably wrap it up. Somebody's waiting on me right now. So, anyway, I love hearing from you guys. And like I say, I know I only touch on some of the topics and things I have interest in, but if I really got into it, I think you guys would really find it interesting. Somebody was telling me the other day as well that and this was so cool actually, because they're not even really into the metaphysical stuff in any stretch. Oh, thanks, Daddy's girl. Appreciate that. Um, Thank you for the money, the $9.99. You were so sweet. Oh, I like the number one there. And the other part of it is they were saying that when you listen to, like, the trees have a sound, when they actually hook it up to, electronic devices. As I said before, nothing is solid. Like, no, nothing has any kind of, like, we're not solid. If you look that up, we are not solid. We are straight energy housed in like a little energy field. It's like gas in a gas tank. The gas is, liquid, but it has a certain sense. I'm not very, scientific on this, of course, but I do know people that are, so I can figure out the science if I need to. But anyway, but when it's contained within a gas container, like like we are like the gas container for the soul in a sense. So it's one energy over top of another energy. And what's interesting is every energy, even the trees and the grass and all the rest of it, has a sound, has a resonating sound frequency, all of that. And what they actually said was that this person had said to me that the sun actually has um, the same sound as that meditative om. So that sound is scientifically, been proven to have the same sound as the sun, which I thought was quite unique because I do believe that we have some kind of a connection to the sun. And I think a lot of the stuff that's going on is kind of energy wars out there. We all kind of end up tearing at each other, but in actual fact, there's an underlying kind of, energy sort of war, like I said, that I feel is something that we all need to be mindful of and look out for each other instead. And I don't mean, look out for each other by, I know it's kind of a dog eat dog world, and certainly, keep up the barriers to some extent, but extend yourself where you can, without expectation, but not having to put yourself in any loss situation. So, um, super sweet, you guys. Thank you. But yeah, anyway, I will leave it at that, but love talking to you guys. I will keep in touch. We will do another reading here for further out in the month. And so in the meantime, keep moving forward, never give up. And anything you want to share on there, throw it down in the comments. Talk soon, guys.